We're live, baby. We are live and you are here. Welcome. We're live, right? Welcome. Merry Xmas Eve. Happy holidays. Christmas time. It's time for a miracle. Time for a miracle. Now more than ever. Pretty much all markets are at all-time highs except for crypto, and this is a weird position to be in. Some of you guys before the stream, yeah, maybe I'm getting sick, asked me, what does that mean? Does that mean crypto's next? Does that mean Bitcoin is going to have an all-time high? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what it means. I've never actually seen this setup. In my years and years of trading and streaming, we've never been here. This is weird territory. I certainly hope that it means Bitcoin and crypto have all-time highs coming shortly. I hope it doesn't mean everything's about to go down into the new year. I haven't lost faith. I haven't lost hope. We could still see a Santa rally, maybe even tonight. Maybe Santa will bring us some green candles. Hopefully the Grinch didn't steal them all. Who knows, boys? I don't know. But we're here. We'll dish out some hopium. We'll do our best. Maybe we'll just drink whiskey instead. How's that sound? Only if you're 21. Everybody's 21 here. Who am I talking about? Yeah, maybe we'll just drink whiskey instead and sit by the fire. That sounds fun. Hopefully you guys have plans to spend with family tonight. If you're not here, if you're watching this in the future, or if you are, it's okay if you're spending time with your family. Go do that. Don't ignore your family today. This is a good time to maybe tune out from the charts, depending. Stocks right now on Christmas Eve hitting all-time highs. Kind of crazy. The SPX at 6,936. 6,957 was our target all the way back in June of this year. We broke all-time high. We used our fib tools. I'm not sure why this doesn't add up. There it is. The non-logarithmic. And we're finally here. This took almost an entire year. Pretty wild. Crazy to think that stocks were all the way down at 4,800 in April and are now approaching just about 7K for a 44% return since April's low. But stocks are hardly even, they're hardly even the interesting part. It's hard to even get excited about that when we have other stuff running so much harder. Good to see you, Decentralized Chain. What's up, brother? Cheers. I see you over on TikTok. Ripping. Bourbon and eggnog. Years. We have some stuff ripping even harder. Harder than I'm going to be ripping later today. Platinum. Holy shit, platinum. Platinum going absolutely ape. This is another great call. I mean, it's been easy. These have been easy calls on metals. Another great call here. Looking for platinum to break out and retest all-time highs. We talked about this weeks ago. Silver, I think like right as silver broke out, I was like, there's really no reason platinum won't. Platinum breaking new all-time highs here today on Christmas Eve, up to $2,400. Put that in context. At the start of this year, literally in January of this year, platinum was down at 910, now trading 146% up. 160% up from earlier today's high. Platinum moving to 5,000 seems pretty likely. It's a crazy thing, these metals. I've never seen them move in my entire trading history. All of my trading goes back about like this far. Maybe not even quite that far. And for all of these years, metals have been the sideways, no gain, slow grind, boring asset. Q4 of this year, all of them have gone nuts, and it's fun to watch. It's interesting. I wish I had exposure to a lot of these. I do not. I did open a long on gold last week, the week before. That's up, but like, man, I'm missing out on some of these gains. Feeling that FOMO, but it is what it is. Platinum moving to 5,000, I think is very likely. Now, I'm not going to say by end of year. It's not likely, but in the past, platinum has traded at 2.5 the value of gold. Right now, and gold's going to be the next chart, it's currently trading at 0.5 the value of gold. Kind of interesting. So for platinum to catch up to gold, maybe at that 5,000 mark, I think makes a lot of sense over the next year unless something fundamentally changes in 2026. I wouldn't rule that off the table, but unless something completely changes, I think platinum's going to look to close that gap, maybe trade parity. And if history rhymes, maybe actually trade above 1-to-1. We'll see. The U.S. stock market is open today. I guess it is, right? Unless I'm just a fool. So the stock market technically might be closed, but SPX is the futures. Futures of SPY. Okay, and it looks like even SPX doesn't trade tomorrow, but it is trading today. I'm not actually sure about SPY. I wouldn't be surprised if it was closed. Let's see. No, it's trading today. Stock market's open, I guess. Interesting. Where was I? Gold and platinum. Yeah, looking for that parity to come back and play. It reminds me of the GBP and the dollar all those years ago on this channel. A lot of you were here for that. We pretty much pinned this breakout on the platinum to gold chart. We looked at this last stream, maybe Monday, before the breakout really happened. Platinum's value versus gold was stuck in a downtrend since 2015, arguably farther back, a very clean downtrend. We see this a lot in crypto on our Bitcoin pairs, and on the breakout, that trend was broken. And basically we said, well, if this trend line breaks, likely platinum's going to go on to break its all-time high and trade higher. And man, aging well, aging really, really well. I don't know much about metals fundamentally, no more than the average person who spends a lot of time in finance. I'm no expert. I'm not sure what the implications of this are, but certainly this chart is one that looks strong. It's a weird thought to say, like, okay, well, these metals are moving so strongly. Shouldn't we want to jump into exposure? Especially if we have none. I have very little to none. Nothing meaningful. As always, I'm going to caution against this. I don't give financial advice. This is just my opinion. This is what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. I would caution against this, mostly because of the huge time frame that's about to change. These metals are going to close some of the craziest candles for the year that they've maybe ever seen or seen in a decade, 2 decades, whatever, since the 80s, since the 70s. The riskiest time, in my opinion, for jumping into a FOMO rally is right as that big time frame rolls over, right as that yearly candle prints into a new candle. You are very open to see shenanigans. I would be careful, but I might be looking to find a position on a pullback sometime in 2026. I think that makes sense. Buying these straight up, man, that would feel good. But that's just not the type of trading we endorse here. That's never the strategies that we look at. Check out the platinum gold chart yourself. This is really cool stuff. Not being alive for a lot of this chart, I wasn't aware of how this had played out over the past. Platinum back in the 70s was at a 5.6 ratio to gold. That plummeted into 74, where it remained about at parity into 2000, where we saw it rally into 2000 to that 2.5 level, kept a good amount of its gains, but failed to break out during the financial crisis. This actually might be a little telling. Financial crisis, and dumped down, and basically ever since 2008, 2009, platinum has been losing value against gold in this very tightly knitted downtrend. I gotta move a chair forward. And here we are. Here we are now, breaking out. Very spicy. We have seen that this has kind of been attempted in the past and rejected. This breakout is a lot more convincing for me, as price has returned to the top of the channel. And instead of just busting out, kind of like what we might have seen back here if we had drawn a similar channel, we see price fail to reject, paint a higher low, then break out. Now, we could absolutely see something like this happen, where we see a back test of that trend line for a nice little pullback, but this is a pretty convincing break of trend, and I'm not exactly sure how this plays out. I guess back to 1, look at parity, right? That's the logical, easy place to look, but that would suggest that platinum will double. And where does that put us? We'll double if Bitcoin, if gold stays flat. That would put us about 5K. catch up with gold. It's kind of interesting the way these charts play. Kind of interesting. Silver, on the other hand, what's going on? It really did. I feel like metals stole our bull run. You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. Give me my gains, silver. Silver at 71.8. We're not going to turn into a metals channel, don't worry. It would make me too depressed. I'd be too sad all the time because I don't have them. But silver is absolutely blasting. 71.8 and counting. Really just not pausing in any way. I had a call for $100 silver by the end of the year, and it's still on the table, which is crazy to say. With the way this is moving, you could easily see a blow off top move into the end of the year at 100. Gold still could reach 5,000. Silver could still reach 100. Platinum to 5,000 by the end of the year, I think, is too out there. But silver to 100, despite that being a very big gain still, what would that be at? It'd be like a 30% gain in the next 8 days, 9 days. I think it's possible. I really wouldn't bet on it. I would not look to rip along here up to there. But man, if that is not on the table, that's wild. It is wild what's happening. So we can continue commiserating on other charts at all-time highs like Tesla, or we can look at Bitcoin, which needs our thoughts and prayers right now because apparently nothing else works. Off the back of a new regime in the US government, not cracking down on crypto, with institutions and Michael Saylor buying billions, ETFs having billions of dollars of inflows, we have failed to have a green year. 2025 shaping up to be the first red year in a 4-year cycle. What is the new BLX? God damn. I guess I'll just open BLX. BLX. For whatever reason, they stopped doing BLX. I don't really know why. What did they replace it with? BNC for, okay, BNC, whatever. And then what? But BNC is its own chart. What? What is it now? Chat, what is it? You will be wrecked, maybe. Merry Christmas, Quantum Divergence. What's up, Nate? Guys, what's the new ticker for the Bitcoin index? XBT. Index BTC USD, is that it? There, I guess this is one of them. Here we go. Here we go. 2025 shaping up to just not make any sense to the, you know, admittedly not a long history of Bitcoin's yearly candles. This will be the first time, provided we close here and we don't get a Christmas rally, Christmas miracle here. The first time we will see a red candle with only 2 green candles before it. There's not a lot of history, right? Bitcoin started trading 2009, so we don't have a huge amount of data to really draw conclusions. But until this year, we had seen 3 greens in a row followed by a red, 3 greens in a row followed by a red, and before that 1, 2, 3, 4 greens in a row followed by a red. It's kind of interesting. We're really stuck in the 4-year cycle, and I still assume, you know, we function on logic here, not on emotion, not on. Well, we function on hopium a lot, but we stick to the logic. The 4-year cycle still very much intact, but when you look back at history, and honestly, the 4-year cycle, when it comes to just this cut and dry price action, just stems from right here. It really just stems from these 3 red candles. I guess, to be fair, all of the red candles, basically. I mean, we won't even count 2009, but like all of the red candles. But this is it. You know, we go back and it doesn't perfectly fit all the way, right? But this is a thorn in our side. Despite all of the crazy, do you remember the start of this year? People had the most, like just the most expectations, the highest hopes. It's crazy that we are at a red candle and we have 7 days. It's only 7 days to go. Son of a bitch. Here we are. How did we end up here? That's my question. It's actually crazy. Going December 25. I'm going to open up a fresh chart here. Let's open up a fresh chart. And then I'm just going to read the chat because I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. We're just going to wait. That's really what it is. We're going to wait and we're going to watch. Definitely some hopium is if this candle closes red, well, if this candle closes red, we aren't seeing this same predictable green, 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 red pattern. And so maybe we don't expect a red candle next year. If we close red this year, I do expect a green candle Q1. I don't know if that'll take us to all-time highs, but we'll find out as we go. But I would absolutely be looking for a Q1 green. And there we go. We've been suspended on TikTok, as is the tradition. Repeated violations of community guidelines. And you click the details, and the details say, no records of community guidelines, no history of it, none active, and none in the past. Thank you, TikTok. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. So weird. This time I won't even mess with it. Look at the yearly. All right, 40, 46. What was that? Last bull run's close. 69, nice. Yes, perfectly 69. Scroll down to the 3-month. Things look pretty clean here as well. Good way to look at this chart. 14,000. Jeez, we opened the quarter at 114,000. Now at 87. Okay, there we are. It is weird. We haven't traded lower than November. It feels like we have. That brings us to the current sideways price action. Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna pull up the chat now. Sorry guys, I was in the zone. The auto zone. 17 minutes, that's the fastest intro we've ever done. Perfect. What's up, Tom Warren? 200k Bitcoin as a moon boy is way too much. It's not even nearly enough. 200k is not even nearly enough. We should be way higher than that. It's BS. Drinking your third and fourth beer as you see your double fist in DGen? Hell yeah, brother. I'm going to be having quite a few the brews myself here. I haven't had any today. 1 second. Hang now. I haven't had any myself, but I will be joining you whenever the hell we end this. Can we make a move that? Yeah, please. What's up, Brian Mendoza? Anything is possible with an arbitrage. I'm not sure what you're really saying there, but true, brother, true. Will you spend Christmas with charts or family? Also a good question. Hopefully with family, guys. Please, the charts will be here. Even if we get a miracle Christmas rally, guy, just spend it with family. Charts will be here. Gains will be here. BTC is just collateral now. Honestly, I think that Bitcoin that's like its future. It's always been collateral. Monero is actually being used. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of Monero. I've been a Monero fan forever. OG over here, Monero fan. I don't know if it's actually being used. If you want to make that argument, I feel like you make that argument for Litecoin. Litecoin's transaction volumes have always been huge. But the problem is you make that argument and you realize that it doesn't seem to really matter. It doesn't really make a difference. When you can get a cup that isn't see-through. I could just be drinking brews and have it in a green cup and you guys would never know. Merry Christmas, my friends. Merry Christmas. We have the FOMC minutes on Tuesday next week, the day before New Year's. Did I give away all my memberships this month? I did. We didn't know. I'll wait. Not a lot of time. I'll wait. Put the legends in Portuguese, please. What does that mean? Put what legends in Portuguese? What? After the heat of metals, Chimera, I like this hopium. After metals cool down, and I honestly would not be surprised to see metals cool down Q1. That's why I said be careful buying into the end of this year, long into the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them cool down in Q1. And that is some good hopium. I can definitely see a future where metals cool down and there's a rotation of some kind, knock on wood, hopefully, you know, awesome, but of some kind to crypto and Bitcoin. Bitcoin should be half a cap of gold. It should be bigger. What else do you guys say? Have you seen McAfee explanation on what Bitcoin really is? Drive the price. Jack Charlie, what are you referring to when you say McAfee's explanation? See, we can say use cases drive. I have nothing else to talk about, so I'm gonna talk about this. Use cases drive price, not the other way around. History says I don't know, that's not true. Unless you count Bitcoin, use case as store of value or whatever, because only Bitcoin is his price has been driven, and really, like, in generalities, use case largely has done nothing. We could also make the argument that most use cases that we've heard in the last 10 years are bullshit. I would agree with you there. And so if the use case isn't real, that wouldn't drive price. That makes sense too. I'm so skeptical of the use case thing. It's logical. I get it. It makes sense. It's intuitive. We want it to be true. But what has a use case? What use cases do we have that have been successful in crypto? And the answer is, this tiny, invisible sliver of a piece of pie. It's so little. We've had so many, everything use case for blockchain, and none of them have really cemented themselves in the future yet outside of just, I don't know, Bitcoin, money. I'm open to counterpoints though, of course. Provide the option for subtitles, please. I'm sorry, brother. So I didn't turn them off. It's the stream delay is set to ultra short. And when that is set that way, there's no subtitles. Sorry, my friend. I can't change it midstream. Oop. Consensus or sentiment. Honestly, dude, Jack, here's my real feelings. I have no idea what drives price in markets anymore. I thought I knew. I thought I had an idea. Originally, I thought it was supply and demand, right? And then through trading and through watching markets over this decade, I realized that supply and demand doesn't really seem to be it. And over time, I think I've gotten farther away from the answer. What drives the price of markets? I don't know, bro. I have no idea. My best guess would be the inverse of sentiment, or wherever money isn't, the opposite of everything intuitive. Whatever it is that's intuitive, the complete opposite is what drives markets. It doesn't make sense. And manipulation, sure, Jack. There's two Jacks. Manipulation, sure. But what is manipulation, though? Manipulation is just people buying and selling. It's literally just people buying and selling. I think we use the word manipulation as kind of a shield to protect our ideas of no, the logical still, supply and demand still drive price, or, narrative or use case. I think we use that to protect those thoughts. But in reality, I don't know, dude. I don't think anyone knows. Digital asset DJ, 2% inflation is gold's inflation rate. Roughly, that's where they based it off of. That's true. The Fed adopted the 2% inflation rate because gold used to back the dollar. Now the dollar isn't back, so why do we need inflation? So why do we need inflation? How many beers did you say you're in now? Digital asset DJ. Why do we need the 2% target? The 2% target is also relatively new. I think Elizabeth Warren proposed it. We tie it to gold because that's supposed to be the peg. if we don't have it pegged to anything, and of course it's just arbitrary, right? It's like we've chosen, well, 2% doesn't have a runaway effect the same way 5% or 10 like is a less steep curve. Any compounding percent becomes a parabola though. Just takes more time. Emmers, how you doing, Emmers? How's that whiskey treating you? Retail drives market and there's no retail to cycle. So I've been saying this forever on this channel, is we have seen retail come and go in crypto, and I'll just talk about Bitcoin. We have seen retail come and go, and the logical feeling of retail, you know, people FOMOing, jumping in, being euphoric, putting their money into Bitcoin drives it up. We've seen it here on this channel live. It doesn't. It doesn't. There's never retail, at least in the past, on the big breakouts. Like when 20K broke in 2020, there was no retail. It was like just the survivors, and at that point it was very thin. Retail jumped in a little bit around like 40K with the Elon Musk thing, but like retail jumped all in at the top, as they always do. This is the same thing that happened in 2017. Retail joined at the very end of 17. Retail, if you ask me, has very little to do with price directly or intuitively. So when retail enters, markets go down. That's my experience. And when retail leaves, markets go up. So we can say retail would drive price, but it's an inverse correlation of retail. Like retail entering logically should push price up, but it tends to go down. And then when it's going down and retail leaves, it tends to go up. So that's what I'm saying is, it seems like impossible to pinpoint what drives markets. I don't know. I think there was a time where that was true. Absolutely. When people FOMOing in and retail getting into stuff drove markets. I just don't know if I've ever seen that in my experience. Retailer bag holders, they always are. That goes along with what I said, brother. Metals are the new crypto. Mark my words, Mitch. Once everyone is buying metals, once retail euphoria is like 2021 or 2017 for Bitcoin, it'll be the top, and it'll just keep going up. It's like markets almost seem to me like a void. Okay, price is like a void, and no, okay, markets are a void, and price is a ball, almost like Pong, in that void. And the ball will just travel in one direction. So let's say up, like we'll take metals. The ball will just travel and up. And as it travels, it gains attention. And it continues to gain attention until that attention peaks, like retail enters. And that's where the ball finds a wall. And then it goes back down. And it's this like discovery mechanism. It just oscillates. And it like maybe has to do with acceleration of retail joining and leaving, but it's like nothing else seems to matter. It's just like this singular directional movement, and a wall just appears once that acceleration of interest, the like new eyes start joining slower and slower, then it's over. Or maybe it's like once it reaches its peak, then it's over. Like that seems to be the most, like the best explanation. It's like almost nothing else matters. And it's just like, maybe that was a confusing way to put it. Hopefully somebody understands what I'm saying here and can put this in better words. But it's like it just moves in a direction, and the further it moves in that direction, the bigger percent gains and the bigger return. And so the more people watch it, and it's like this, it's a positive feedback loop in one direction until that positive feedback loop reaches its max, its peak. And then it reverses, and it does the exact same thing in the other direction. That is the best explanation I've ever heard. That's it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. The few with the fattest stake triggers retail's entry. I mean, yes, I would agree with that probably. What's up, Pickle? How you doing? What's up, everyone? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. To everybody celebrating, not celebrating, hopefully you're just having a good time. Spend some time with friends and family. Man, what a slow day. I debated even going live. I was like, should I play our graders or go live? And I was like, screw it, I'll go live. Say everybody Merry Christmas. The only thing October 10th scared is gamblers. Yeah. We definitely don't need them. October 10th, at this point, has had a very clear one-directional bias. Hopefully that reverses. Playing Borderlands. No family this... Mitch, why no fam? You alright, brother? You're always welcome to spend it here. Great time to shield the Discord. It's free, discord.gg/TomCrown. You can jump in there. I'm sure people will be in there all Christmas talking. It's always going on in there. Wow, this is how you know times are... This is how you know we're like in bear market-y. Not bear market, but this is how you know times are rough. On Twitter. I am the only one doing a live video on Twitter, and it only has 351 views. That's low. There's usually like a dozen on my list. Ooh, I hit that Discord button a lot of times. Another leg lower than counter trend rally to 110. I mean, that's basically what I've been saying the whole time. It's just taking forever. If you guys remember, son of a bitch. If you remember the original plan that I've talked about a lot, just not as much recently because it's just the same shit. This was the original plan, either 93.3 and down to 94, or the full retracement to like 110. It was like 100 to 106, and then some kind of pullback maybe to 93, and potentially like higher highs, right, or something, or lower highs and down. This is pretty much still on course. I would love to be wrong, but this is the safety emergency plan. My short at 93.3 is still open. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bum, 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 bum. Gold long is still open. Look at that. Cooking on BYDFi. Nimoy. Shout out to Nimoy. He's like, why don't you just take the trade? I was like, true. What? I guess I don't even remember what account I took that short on. Yeah, gold almost hit 5,000 here. Nice. Still printing. I got the short somewhere. I'll pull it up another time. I don't feel like messing around with it. It's so quiet today. Is it still a bear flag? Absolutely. There has been nothing truly bullish about this bounce, like about this price action. The only hopium that we can hold on to here is this is a higher low, and without the 4-year cycle, without the the end of this year will mark the entry into the bear market thought process. If you disclude that, this is fine. I mean, this is just another higher low after an all-time high. That's what we saw earlier this year. Like, without that 4-year cycle in our head, there's nothing really wrong here. Higher low on the macro. When you zoom in, and when I say zoom in, like daily time frames ish, kind of like that, things don't look great. We didn't get a real bounce. We hit the yearly open and we rejected. This is looking like a bear flag or channel. It looks like a bearish pattern, some kind of momentum leg. Nothing really stands out as bullish on here. I will warn everyone that if we are going to do something crazy, if we're going to rally in Q1 of next year, have an all-time high in 2026, throw the 4-year cycle out the window and have like a whole year of pumping or something, right? And maybe we have the year next year we're supposed to have this year. If that does happen, I mean, if that's going to happen, I would expect this price action to look like it does now, where there's nothing really bullish about it. Price isn't exploding. There's no technical reason to be super bullish on it. That has always been how Bitcoin has behaved before these euphoric rallies. There's always this like, there's no reason to be bullish, and then price goes up. And then the same is always true at bear or bull market tops, which is a reason I don't really think that this is the top. I don't know. Is because at the top, there's never a reason to be bearish. It's always like the charts just say straight up. All of the oscillators are at 100. We're having like moving average cross, like everything is pointing up and the top is in. And the same is always true at the bottom. This is very strange behavior in my opinion for Bitcoin. I would love for this cycle stuff to be done and Bitcoin to just go off on its own. But until I see something that really disproves it, such as, like I said, into Q1, we see all-time highs, we see strong price action. I don't know, like I can't logically go there. I'm not selling my Bitcoin. Still got my spot, still going to be stacking. Nothing's changed there. But what the, you guys get these crazy, I get these crazy spam texts. It's like, we're hiring. It's like they send me an image. We need to crack down on that. But until we see something, in my opinion, that really breaks that mold, I can't like go off of it. I'll be the first one to embrace it and welcome it. I'm not going to sell all my Bitcoin and go all short, being like, oh, we're going to enter a bear market, but I'm going to open some kind of hedge. I've already started at 93.3. I'm going to maybe, shave off some of the Bitcoin I stacked this year. If we hit like 106 again, up to 110. The end of the year is coming. I'm not sure how legal, I don't remember the legality of this, if they changed this recently, but price is really low at the end of the year. Every year that I have sold all the Bitcoin that I stacked that year, at the end of the year at a low, like when I say this, I mean just the end of 2022. Like I stacked, DCA'd all of 22, and 22 came to an end and price was basically at its lowest point. It was well below my DCA average of that year. Every time I've sold that at the end of the year for tax loss harvesting reasons, of a sample of 1, price has gone up. So, I mean, I'll do that same thing. Obviously, if price is down here at the end of the year, I'll sell what I've DCA'd, rebuy it immediately on January 1st, and pray that it goes up again. But, like, that's it. That's it. I'm well prepared to just weather this again. Just go through 4 years again. I've done it many times. I'm not worried. Crypto took off in pandemic because there was like no war because we were in our houses. Maybe. The thing is, like, this was very normal. And not only was it very normal, price action looking wise, the high was actually very small compared to the previous ones. The highs diminished really a lot. That 2017 rally was way crazier. And we weren't stuck at home. I just hesitate to ever kind of assign things explanations like that. I get that we want to. I've just never found that they're helpful. They're not valuable. Like, if they make you feel better or something, sure, or make you feel in control in an environment where you have no control, I understand that. But I've never found them to really be helpful. Like, these narratives we latch onto just end up putting us in the wrong direction again. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of ranted for like 15-20 minutes about how I don't know what pushes markets anymore. Maybe I never did, but now I certainly don't know. It seems like markets just seek out max pain, maybe. Maybe that's what controls markets. The year of the horse is historically the worst year for stocks. Ooh, Emerson. I don't know what that means for Bitcoin. Well, stocks are looking to close up. Bitcoin's looking to close down. So let's hope they have an inverse correlation. Years of, what is that? Years of good times. What is this old chart? Not chart, but graphic. This thing's kind of interesting to me. You guys have seen this, right? This is a really old thing. I wouldn't believe that this is old if this just came out now in the age of AI. But this is like a really old I don't know who did this. Samuel Burns, I don't know, 1870. It says 1875, but that doesn't actually make sense because why would it start in 1924? Either way, this is an old thing that has existed, and is it real? Is it true? I don't know. Certainly it has had some good predictions. I don't think they've all been perfect, but it's like a cyclical view of years and stocks and markets, right? What's interesting is it puts 2026 as the middle line, which is confusingly the most bullish. It's confusingly in the middle. But the B, years of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. It's interesting as it puts it at 2026, and that's next year. There isn't another registered year on this for 6 more years, and that is 2032, and this is the year of hard times, low prices, and good time to buy stocks, corner lots, goods, etc., and hold until the boom year reaches. So what's also interesting and unintuitive about this is what it really is saying is C is the years of buying, according to this, and B is the years of selling. Even though it says good years times high prices, right? It isn't saying buy in 26, saying sell in 26 and buy in 32. Will this be true? I don't know. A is years in which panics have occurred. So this is weird because this doesn't really, I don't know, 2000, that didn't really hit. 2020, that was close enough, that hit. 2035, I don't know. It's interesting. Someone said something and it reminded me of this, but this is a cool chart. You can look it up. I don't know what it's called. I just typed in years of good times on Google and it came up. What's up, 808 Hawk? Aiden Lynn, she's Lynn Aldlin, whatever. She's a smart lady. Proves that Bitcoin follows M2 supply until it doesn't. I had the best take on this since day 0. The best take of this is that M2 supply always trends up, and Bitcoin's correlation with it will be a close correlation when Bitcoin is trending up. And all asset prices trend up. That's the correlation. Doesn't seem that it exists much outside of that. He only had so much to backtest for further along now. True, and it's been like 100 years since that. You lost at birth. What's up, Snowsies? Stimulus 0%. I mean, yeah, we're in a different environment. Who knows what happens, dude? Next year, a lot of people are celebrating Powell leaving the Fed, and like, you know, I don't care. Like, you're welcome to your opinions and stuff. But the reality of it, and you can ask anyone who is a serious economist. I won't even include myself in this. Any serious economist would tell you that the Fed chair being replaced by just like a yes man that just will do whatever Trump wants to do. I know a lot of you love Trump. That's fine. And I know a lot of you love him no matter what he does, and you think that he knows everything, like is the utmost expert on everything. He certainly is not the utmost expert on like a macro fiscal monetary policy. And his demands of just setting interest rates lower whenever is not something that is going to age well. It's something that maybe in a shorter time frame will pump markets, but it's not something that, I don't know, 2 years from now, a year, 2 years, is going to be like a good idea. When Powell leaves, we have some crazy potentials on the table, realistically. Like, outside of politics, this isn't about politics, this isn't about you're wrong, you're right. If we get a Fed chair and the Fed just drops interest rates to 0, inflation is going to go insane. Hyperinflation will, like, maybe I'm being a doomy, but like, dude, hyperinflation will blow up. Well, you think inflation is bad? You've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. It's gonna be bonkers. We have a lot of potential weirdness ahead of us. Is my long-term cycle rant here. Next year in May, I have no idea what is going to be on the table. I really hope that we put somebody in that position that knows what they're doing. That's my opinion. That can steer the ship. Want to see an interview with Raoul Paul and Benjamin Cohen? I bet you get it. What's up, Derek? Merry Christmas, brother. We've got some weirdness going on, brothers. Hello, Snowsies. Paul, how you doing, man? Steve. Merry Christmas, Steve. 75K on the way, probably. I mean, that's where this arrow is. I would assume we breach 74 if we dump. Sweep liquidity, I would assume. Devaluing the dollar is the plan. Hyperinflation is the plan, then. We've always done it. We will always do it. It probably is the plan. Maybe all of this shit that went on this year with Bitcoin is to flush everybody out for the insanity that will start next year. If hyperinflation rips, maybe Bitcoin will actually shine. Maybe it will shine in the time it was designed to shine in. I wouldn't doubt it. We've got some craziness ahead of us, boys. Bonkers. What's up, Nasty Nate? What's up, Chuggos Newton? $100 loaf of white bread. Lord knows. It's hard to put a number on anything like that. Like, the answer is just that all of your savings will be worthless. The amount that you make in your job, if it doesn't change, will be worthless. In a hyperinflation scenario, it's interesting because it's not really about what things cost. It's not even about inflation, really. It's about inflation compared to your wage, compared to like what you make. So if what you make increases faster than inflation, there's really no problem. If inflation is 20% year over year, but you're getting a 25% raise year over year, it doesn't really matter. As long as your assets keep up with this and you don't have savings, you're better off. But what is realistically going to happen in this scenario is inflation will go nuts and your wages won't keep up, just like they haven't kept up this entire time with inflation. The richest people have no interest in your wages keeping up with inflation in that scenario. It'll just be another way to suppress us and to keep us poor and broke and to take more from us, really. Hopefully that's when Bitcoin shines. I think that's the hopium that we really need, is in that scenario. Because whether it's coming next year or not, it's going to come. Hopefully then that's when Bitcoin actually shines. Hopefully. $130% debt to GBP is when we lose control of the dollar. It's not as simple as that. There's no like liquidation point. There's a lot of factors. In reality, I think you could not even have an increase in debt to GDP, but you can just have a loss of confidence in the dollar, which is probably what's happening right now. There are a lot of factors. In the zone, when the bear market happens, it seems so obvious with all the money involved. Why would something be? I don't know. It's very against what I have learned. Novogratz said 20 to 30 of market makers went out of business on 1010. Maybe. Yeah, volatility is not good for market makers. That's why we have Bitcoin. I agree with you, Life with James. Cheers. It's all Germany post World War II. That was Germany post World War II strategy. You are right. You're tired of Bitcoin. You've been doing it too long. Yeah, I feel you, man. At least you didn't circle your whole life around it. Your career, all of your investments. And I can't complain. Like, how can I complain though? It's right. Like, Bitcoin hasn't been exciting like how it was when I started. But it's also 30x right now, even though it's down from the all-time high. 30% is still, I'm still up like 30x from when I started. Crime will get out of control soon. Dude, hungry people are a liability. One of my favorite quotes of myself. You don't want people hungry. People are hungry. It's a dangerous game. Soon you won't talk to people, you'll just talk to robots. Probably. Venezuela needs freedom. They smell like they need some freedom. It's insane to me that we're going after oil in 2025, dude. It's insane. Why are we not just building hydro, solar, wind, nuclear? Why are we not building these things? Print infinite money. And there's another thing. I was saying it doesn't like necessarily the percent of inflation and such isn't the only factor or whatever. What you do with the money when you inflate it is important. If we printed infinite dollars and built those things I just named, we probably all would be much better off. Probably be doing great. The problem is that we won't put a penny towards those things. We will print trillions and we will give it to the richest people. Elon Musk will probably absorb like half of it. Rip. Rip. Rip, rip, rip. We're dead. We're done. You did a stupid thing. You burned a lot of money as voting? What do you mean by that? Made you feel something? That's important. Philly, you got to see Grizz for Grizzmas on Friday. You got to wait, so it was last Friday? Lucky. Grizz is in Philly on the 28th. I would love to go. I don't think I'm gonna go, but I'd love to go. Elon, take me with you. He will not be taking you with him. Cheers from Oz. Cheers, Emmers. Merry Christmas. When is it midnight in Aussie? When is it midnight down under? So it's like officially Christmas. Gas at 225 in Indiana. Nice. I'm cooking, baby. I'm going to a Brazilian steakhouse tonight with the fam. Oh, I'm gonna be eating. Gonna be eating good. Elon Musk is so rich he can give $1 to every person in the world. He could give $100, I think, to everyone. No. Yeah. Could he give $100 to everyone? If there's 8 billion people, that would be $800 billion. I think he has 750. Like, we're talking net worth, but on paper, you know what I mean? I think he give $100 to every person. But that's $100 to every person, including like people in Ethiopia. People who $100 would be like more money than they'll make their entire lives. It's kind of crazy. Do I participate in DeFi? Not really. Sand rally is coming. I wouldn't hold my breath. Bitcoin was $45 when you got in. Cheers, David Brum. Merry Christmas, brother. And just build what? I don't mean you can build them overnight, but you can build them. You start building them today. What's up, Dare You? How you doing, brother? What's up, Havoc? DJ Jay Brown. How you doing? We got to remember this administration has crypto bags. Doesn't seem to matter. They've had them all year. $1 to 800 billion people, dude. There aren't 800 billion people. There's 8 billion. What's up, Zancor? Tether dominance looks like bear market. That it wants a bear market. Higher high, higher low, potentially. 800 billion people. That'd be a crowded planet. You know what's funny? As we grew up, people were worried about overpopulation. Now they're worried about underpopulation. Just makes you think. MicroStrategy now looks like crap. It said it had to close 170. It's now down to 158 already. I guess $100 in its future. Max Kaiser talking about Bitcoin before the Genesis block? What? Well, he wasn't talking about Bitcoin. Wait, I'm confused. I don't have anything against DeFi. I'm just skeptical of DeFi in its present form. You know, with all the bridge hacks and stuff. Like, I feel like there's just a lot more. You're taking on extra risk, and I think that the risk outweighs the benefit. I don't think it's a good risk to reward at the moment. That's just me. By the way, guys. By the way, You've made it an hour into the stream. The chillingest, lowest energy stream we've had in a while. Monero, doing exactly what I said it would again. Coming on down to 418. You guys saw me buy 4 or 5 figures worth of Monero at 350 in November. Traded to 500 and coming back down again to entry. Not financial advice. Please make your own decisions. Don't blindly do what I do, but there you go. F you, CME futures. I hate you. Wouldn't it be funny if Tesla went to $4.99 and then just like crashed? It's $4.99 right before all these people looking at $500 just right before, and then all the way back down to like 100. That'd be something. Nothing is happening. Did I short Monero? Heck no. Heck no. Have I ever traded futures? You mean like options? I mean, perpetual futures, you see me trade all the time. Give us some good short entries on what? On what, dare you? On what? I gave you 93.5. Hasn't really been much opportunity outside of that on Bitcoin. Elon has a lot of money, Zank. Dude, yes. He can give $100 to every person, technically. And I think it's like he has like 750 billion or like whatever. It's the concept. It's the concept of it. It's quite crazy. Elon Musk, what's the total wealth? The total wealth of all people globally. Nah, so that's not... The bottom half of the world... 4 billion... The bottom 4 billion people own 1 to 2% of the wealth. Great ICT video. Thank you, Money Sean. Thank you, brother. Got a lot of them. 1 to 2% of the wealth. And, like, it is reasonable to think that Elon Musk might own, like, as... I forget what it is. Is it the top 0.001%? Top 0.001%, I forget how many people that is, own more than 4 billion people. Dude, I'm all about free market capitalism. We just don't have free market capitalism. I'm all about people working hard and being rewarded for it. But there's just not a scenario where you can have a wealth disparity like we see right now, and people have a shot. The more wealth that goes to the very, 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 very top percent, micro fraction percent, is like directly making you poor. A lot of people choose not to believe that. They like refuse to understand that concept, but good luck. Good luck. 0.00001%. Elon doesn't even come close to the Saudis or UAE. Well, he certainly does. He absolutely does. He's the richest man of the world. Singular man. He might not come close to the entire country, like you said. UAE, no, but he's the richest person that exists. Is there a way to trade Bitcoin on a DOM? What is that? With the ability to average in. What is a DOM? What are you referring to, Jimbo? Yep, he is richer than like the top 9 other richest people in the world combined. It is crazy. It is crazy that that's the world we live in. Yeah, they don't report their income, look it up. Yeah, but again, you're saying, but James, you're saying families. I'm not disagreeing with you. He isn't the richest entity in the world, but he's like the richest singular person. And if we want to disagree with that, we'll say that we know about, you know, whatever. A family of people is more than one people. He should own his own country like Dr. Doom. He probably will. Merry Christmas, Adab Modsui. What's up, man? It's not the same as personal wealth like Elon Musk's. Also, though, you can also say, like, when, you know, let's say Saudis or whoever owns like a country, that country's wealth, like the land and the mineral assets, like, it's like not really the same thing. I don't know. The point stands. 4 billion people, 4 billion out of 8 billion people in the world own a total of 1% of the wealth. That's bad. That's bad. I'm all free market capitalist, but like, that's bad. That's not good. And what's really bad is not even that is like by itself. It's that trend continues. That they, since we've been born, own less and less and less. Like, it's not changing. It's a bad trend. Clash. I got an alert for Clash today. I guess Clash broke down. Rip. Rip in peace. Hopefully you guys, none of our fam got wrecked by this, I know. Because I told you from day one. 2 cents was at a high of 9 cents. I will also say this, out of all of like the dumps and rugs and stuff we've seen in crypto, this is only down 78%, which is a lot from its high. But we have seen much bigger sell-offs in crypto. 78% is weirdly mild. I mean, it did just break down from its, to its lowest point since the second week of trading. So maybe that's still coming, but it is interesting. Interestingly, like it's not rugged. Give it to him. 𝐂𝐴𝐿, I don't know what that means, but same to you, my friend. HMH, how you doing? Wasn't Rockefeller ahead of Elon? I don't know. Probably not. Certainly not on literal dollars. No one has ever owned as many. In the end, every man for themselves. Ammo, canned food, water. Antibiotics, alcohol. We're all cooked, waffle cones. It does feel that way. Merry Christmas. We're all cooked. Read it from the end. Is that true? Elon Musk only had 20 billion in 2020. So in 5 years, he has acquired more wealth than everyone else and the top other 9 people combined in 5 years. That's pretty wild. I'd like to see Elon's wealth charted. One issue though is Elon's wealth is like very tied to Tesla. And like, yeah, he owns Tesla. You know what I mean though? It's the craziness of it is due to just kind of the imaginary status of market cap. Like Tesla's market cap is not how much money you can get out of it. It's just true of everything. Nothing's market cap is how much money exists there. It's largely an illusion. I'm looking for a chart. That's only to 2023 though. This is only to 23. I don't know how true this is. This is just the first thing that came up on Google. Here we go. This is starting to look real. This is starting to fit the point I was trying to make. So I'll show you. As is what we do here in 2025. 428. Yep, 26.5 billion. I think it was lower than that in 2020. This is not, it's doubled since this. Crazy. Crazy. If I had that amount of money, I'd be building nuclear power plants around the world. That's what I'd be doing. I'd also probably be feeding everyone, starting agricultural programs around the world. What else do you do? What else do you need money for? What's the point of it? SpaceX will be a 1.5 trillion IPO probably. And then it'll dump. Know what's crazy though? Here's just a gripe I have. It's not with Elon. It's just about this system. Is that SpaceX and Tesla, but like SpaceX will IPO, and it'll be worth an amount. How much money in subsidies has the U.S. taxpayer paid into SpaceX, but also Tesla? It isn't just these two companies, but companies that then IPO. And they create all like this wealth for the holders, but like we don't get anything. We give them money, like we don't get anything. I don't know. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's literally just like printing money and giving it to people. This is why we should have zero taxes. I guess, but then we don't have police. I get, you know, the way taxes are, I think is not right. But what do we do, Stone? What do we do with no taxes? How do we ensure law and order? How do we provide public services? How do we have schools? How do we have roads? How do we have clean water? You know, like, how do we do these things? It's a question. We could just print the money. Think about how much the US has saved by using Elon's rockets. Gen X, I think $0 at this point. You could say theoretically how much will they save? Sure. But I think at this point we are deep in the red. I don't think we've saved any money. Elon's rockets aren't, it isn't even the cheapest of rocket. Even the reusable ones are still more expensive than some of the disposable ones we made. As taxpayers, we should give them stock in return. It's an interesting concept. Absolutely quicker, my guy, coming in with the dunk. We socialize the risk and losses, and then we privatize the profits. That is a huge contributor of the disparity in wealth. And this is why I say I'm for free market capitalism, but that's just not what we have. We just print money and give it to the richest people. It's not free market capitalism. And yeah, there's some wealth is created. Wealth is created genuinely in many ways by people. But to pretend that like that's the whole system is a joke.
It's a violent life. You can live to 100, you could die tonight. That's why we getting high tonight. Yeah, that's why I let my man drive tonight. Yeah, it's a violent life. You can live to 100, you could die tonight.
Can you have their own currency back with production? It's crazy. It's complicated. I don't have the answers. That's really the thing, is I don't know the answer. I don't have an answer. I don't have the perfect answer to the world. But it's not my job to. Nor would I ever want it to be my job to. But what I can say, or what I can do, is point out things that are wrong and broken. Doesn't mean I have to have the answer. I just wish the best for everyone. I wish more for everyone. That's all. No, that's true. No country has. No country's ever had free capitalism. But then why is free capitalism the argument and the defense? Why is that always the defense and argument for when we give the richest people money? Like, like to defend their wealth, and like, why is that always the defense then? We've certainly never had it. Ever. Just different variations of it. Different levels of it, maybe. It's a cool time to live in. God, it's not a cool time to live in. What a weird time to live in. Let's check how close we are. Still far away. Change is fun. First time in a long time for new economic model. It's so I have defended capitalism and largely governments for a long time under it's not perfect, and it's even arguably not good, but at least when we were younger we could argue that it was the best model we had. It wasn't good, it wasn't perfect, but it was the best that existed. It's starting to get to the point though where I'm not confident that's true. Not confident. It seems like we just continuously get pushed back. I'm talking about millennials specifically. Continuously pushed down and away from progress in the sense of, I don't know, everything. Headlines to push crypto down further. I don't know. FUD, Tether FUD, Binance FUD. China banning Bitcoin again. I do think that the wealthy should pay more tax. What we really need to do, how about this, guys? I don't need to pay more tax, but let's just close all the tax loopholes. Let's do that. Let's just make it so you got to pay. You can't borrow against your assets tax free. You got to pay. You got to pay the taxes on them. You can't push them off. Can't defer them. You got to pay them right away, just like any other income. Let's just close the loopholes. It's like, let's start with that. We don't even need to increase the taxes. Let's just make them pay the taxes that they're supposed to pay. We'll start there. Some of the greatest economic times in the US was when the ultra wealthy were taxed at insane percents we would never imagine today. They've really only paid less in taxes ever since then. Is Bitcoin going to do anything? Probably not. But maybe we'll get a Christmas miracle. Yeah, stop sending money overseas. I agree with that too. I agree. 𝐬𝐐 is one of the... I haven't looked at 𝐬𝐐. I think Monero looks better than 𝐬𝐐. But let's look at 𝐬𝐐 before I say that. Yeah. 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 Not bad. Our long filled at 393. Looking for 527, maybe higher. 𝐬𝐐's decent for sure. I think 𝐬𝐐 is a lot more risky though than Monero. Monero has had a much more efficient climb to this point. Also, yeah, much more efficient climb. This is 2 years of ranging at each price level, finding support, moving higher, finding support. It's even almost to an entry right now. Whereas 𝐬𝐐, this is all inefficient price action. Like 𝐬𝐐 is, nothing is ever guaranteed, but like 𝐬𝐐 is all but guaranteed to return to like 50 to $75 at some point. Look at this, is so inefficient here. Profit taking will come. It will. Be great if I was wrong. I'm just gonna hold on to some 𝐬𝐐. Holding on to some 𝐬𝐐 too, but yep. Can you check the no? Because Voltron. Why would I care, dude? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what gender anybody is. It doesn't matter to me in the slightest when it comes to any of this. It doesn't matter to me in the slightest, period. But it really doesn't matter to me for this. Why would I care? I don't know who the founder of most of these things are. I don't know who they are at all. I prefer it that way. I prefer not to know who Satoshi is. I don't think it's helpful. My lord. This is boring price action. What time is it? Been live for an hour and 15. Why would I check who owns something? But like ownership in crypto doesn't make sense, bro. Who owns Bitcoin? I like, doesn't make sense. The question doesn't even make sense. I don't know who half the, maybe even more than half the founders of the shit that I own are. Why would I care? It's crypto. Being a founder, like creating something, doesn't give you control over it like it does in centralized systems. Silver so beast. If it was a centralized system where the founder controlled the chain, then yeah, looking into who that is makes more sense. To my knowledge, that's not 𝐬𝐐 though. Would it be crazy if SPX reached 6,957 and then reversed like perfectly? Hey, worry about yourself. Who cares what other people are doing? Agreed, Paul. Agreed. True. There you go. Deal has the right answer. There's no... Well, dude, and also... Yeah, dude, there definitively is no CEO of 𝐬𝐶. It's not a company, bro. It's a blockchain. You seem very obsessed with what's in their pants. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Why? What's going on there? Why? What's up? Why? Why are you so into that? And not even trying to shit on you. Really low time frames look good on Bitcoin. A little 5-minute here. I can see a little flag. A little something something. Diabolical. Merry Christmas, moonshine. People are wildin', dude. Wildin'. Spread love. Spread love. Any moment now. Any single moment. I don't even know what to do. Night? I've never checked night. That's not a bad idea. Good idea. Topic change. I guess I have some night, right? Because I have assets. I never claimed it or anything, though. Midnight. Where's the full history? December 9. Wonder if Binance had perps before spot existed. What? I don't even know what to say about that. A reason I don't use �MeXC. �MeXC is not a place that I trust. It's like Kraken. Okay. Seeing some discrepancy between exchanges, which I do not love. There's definitely not going to be much I can do on this chart. But we can look at it. We can set it up for later. This looks juicy. Resistance, higher low. Higher high, rejection. Looking for a higher low, that wouldn't be a bad trade. Where's all the copper at? I bet copper goes to all-time high also. Please, Santa Rally. Uniswap looks cooked. What's up, Believes? Uniswap is like what people were using before Sol, and now Sol, I feel like even Sol people aren't using for that reason anymore. It's like, what's left for it? I don't know. There might be stuff I don't know about. Merry Xmas to everybody. How you doing, Torador? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. What's up, UO Surf Neo? Night. It's gonna put an alert on night. Put the alert up there. Put it at 6.5, and we'll come back to it. What site do I suggest for a beginner to open multiple fast trades with a small amount? Well, that sounds like a crazy concept to me if you're new to trading to want to open up lots of fast trades. But hey, if you're gonna do it, sign up at BYDeFi. There's no KYC. You can use my link. It helps support the stream. Get some bonuses. You'll get me. If you ever have issues with them, I'll advocate on your behalf. There you go. 𝐢𝐈𝐍𝐸. Aquarium? I don't know what that is. Yeah, you could also just donate the money directly to me. Yeah, you could just send it to me. Same thing I said, I don't know, Friday last week, Monday this week, Monday last week. HBAR this year, next 7 days, I need to see HBAR close above 11.5 cents. That's what I want to see. If you don't get that close, send it to 5.7. But I want to see it close above 11.5 and a return to 15 cents, and then we will reevaluate. Until then, I don't think I'm going to have anything new to say. It doesn't look great. It's got to win back support. If you can do that, you can look for the 15-cent move, and we'll update there. Seabass, thank you, man. Sent a $5 super chat. Little appreciation for what you do. I appreciate you, brother. Happy holidays, my friend. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys. Even you guys who come in here yelling about the CEO of 𝐒𝐻. Still appreciate you. Let's see where we're at. 100. I'll show you. 199,000. 199,235 subscribers. Guess what? We are on trajectory to hit 200,000 exactly on New Year's. Fire. Fire. At about 100 and change subscribers a day, we are perfectly on track to hit 200,000 on New Year's. Maybe January 1st, but December 31st. Let's do it. Isn't that wild, dudes? Like, a year ago, we were at 144. So we gained 60 almost K in a year. Not bad. Look at lifetime. Check this out. We first hit 100,000 in March of last year. So we'll have doubled. Huh. We'll have doubled in a year and a half. Look at that. Look at that beautiful curve. Boom. Boom. It's all you guys. Humble beginnings all the way back here when we started. May, June. Each and every one of you. Love y'all. Can you long with leverage? You can do whatever you want, Siggy. Anything your heart desires, you can do. Well deserved. Thank you, bro. Left wing. Sorry. I don't know if I'm a left job. I'm not a left wing crypto channel. I'm just a crypto channel. I mean, I'd say I'm progressive. I'm certainly not like a right wing crypto channel. I'll say that. More of a just crypto channel, man. Crypto channel calls it as it is. I don't promote political ideology. Well, I don't promote partisan ideology. There you go. Political ideology maybe, but not partisan. Sir, you're closer. I'd say close. You're right. Closer to that at the way the world is right now, in that direction. But nah, man. There's no partisan. There's no party politics here. I don't give a shit about party politics. Spent 4 years getting my degree in political science. One thing I learned is our government system is wrecked. We are wrecked. 4 hour could be rolling over here. We could see a Santa rally. 4 hour is not looking too shabby. Progressive. Yeah, Luke, that is what I am. I believe that there is a better future for humans and for people, for us. That's where my beliefs lie, is that we can make the world better for everyone. Mostly through science, research, technology, fair systems, love, mostly through love. There it is. Large trades on 100 take in for January. Happy Christmas, Mike. Minds of Matter. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. We are going into longer days now. The winter solstice is behind us. The darkest day of the year is over. How do you do it? I don't know. It's really easy to just... It's really easy. You know why? I'll tell you though. You know why a lot of crypto channels have gotten really right wing over the last year, but maybe specifically over the last 4 years? I'll tell you. I have the answer, and it's probably not what you're thinking. The reason that you've seen that is because the growth from crypto is dead. It's been dead. The last year, dead. Really since 2021. That is why you've seen them pivot, because it either they then grow from those views. So it's either people agreeing with them, you know, other right-wing people agreeing with them, or it's also from people disagreeing with them and like being triggered by it, and then hate following and hate shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason though. Most of them, I want to assume, don't act, their like beliefs haven't really changed, but it's the opportunity in crypto has not been here this cycle, and so they found something else. I won't name any names, but I actually have been told that by more than one large crypto channel when we were talking, I don't know, like maybe in the beginning of this year or something, last year and a half, about the space being dead. They said, man, you should pivot and you should do political content. They're like, that's, you know, that's where our growth is coming from. And I was like, yeah, that's just not me. I won't name names. There's no reason to. God, Bitcoin, you're crawling. Soothing songs. This is the old playlist. Yeah. I feel like Emmers fell asleep. Oh yeah, dude, there's nonsense everywhere. Nonsense on every side. I'm anti-nonsense. Except for fun nonsense. Fun nonsense, I'm pro. You know what's funny is I pushed away from Bitcoin maximalism because it was too toxic. And I've almost re-embraced it now because at some point it lost that toxicity. Can never speak in absolutes about anything. There are still maxis that are toxic, but maximalism and it has kind of moved away from its trademark toxicity. Have you noticed that? I think it's because alts performed so bad and really disappointed so many people that maxis no longer had to kind of be like on the back foot and defend. And I think a lot of the toxicity left with that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Tom for president. Guys, when we started this channel, we talked about it. I was like, Bitcoin makes me rich enough, I run for office. Unfortunately, Bitcoin has not made me rich enough yet. I thought we'd be far ahead of where we are now. Bitcoin hits like $1 million, man, I'll run for office. Yeah, right now it's definitely made me comfortable, but it has not given me ditch my career, ditch everything and run for office money. Not quite yet. Hopefully it's coming. Maybe it's coming right now on our Christmas rally. Tom for Fed? All right, I'll take Fed chair too. If Bitcoin hits 1 million, there are much bigger problems. I don't know, man. Not really. I don't think so. I don't think so. No problems that we won't already have or already gonna have. That's my opinion. The Crown 2028. Maxi started fighting each other over OP return. Yeah, They did. It's really not a big argument. I think we should stick with I think we should go, what is it? Knots? I don't know. The one I don't want people, honestly, this is my opinion. I don't want people putting, I don't want like more ability to store stuff on the chain. That's my opinion. I think it just opens us up for trouble. But Bitcoin, it doesn't matter what I want. It's consensus. So whatever we choose, whatever consensus decides is what it should be. It's my opinion. Do you think people who big? I'm pretty much a Bitcoin maxi. B Baker. The problem is like, it's not even the people brought in early. It's that new people haven't been buying Bitcoin because they've been suckered into all these other shit projects that rug. And so they're like, oh, it's too late. I lost the opportunity. That's really what happened. Let's go metal. How you doing, Matrala? Metal Trala. Gold's about to bust a move again. Silver never stop busting moves. Alts do so much more. What do you mean by that? The last 4 years they've done so much more dumping. I own a ton of alts. I have a ton of bags. The arguments are just harder and harder. Yeah. Do I think prediction markets are killing crypto? No, but I think the mechanic or the driving forces behind them could be related. Prediction markets are just like legalized loophole gambling. That not only does it allow gambling, it allows insider trading. No, it's funny is we can ban Congress and the president from trading stocks. But what can they do? They can just go to prediction markets and they're not trading stocks. They probably can even trade tokenized stocks and they're not trading stocks. It's all just loopholes for more grift, for more crime. It's my opinion. You realize that's not a great defense for Bitcoin? Well, I mean, Bitcoin, I don't think I need to defend it. But Bitcoin, I haven't lost. Bitcoin is up. My Bitcoin is all up. My bags are not up. Most of them. A lot of them. I don't know. Bitcoin continues to perform. It has performed since I got it. I don't know. I don't know what like I would need to defend. I believe in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is why I started investing in crypto. It's why I joined the space. I don't know. The onus is absolutely on the anti-Bitcoin crowd. It is not on prove Bitcoin. No, it's definitely prove alts. Like I said, I own lots of alts. I probably have a bigger altcoin portfolio than most people watching this have total portfolios. But I don't know what is the argument pro, honestly. I don't know. Because I don't know if I said I lost the least on Bitcoin. I haven't lost any money on Bitcoin. Very up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's like the only thing that went up this cycle. Almost. Precious metal is better. I mean, gold and silver. Gold is great. Better than fiat. In my day, everybody who's in Bitcoin also was in gold. Back in my day. God, this is so boring. Proof of work. I love proof of work. That's what I'm here for, baby. I don't think strategy will fail, honestly. Maybe down the road. I don't think so now. Bitcoin is great. I do say that. We're all going to be all right. You're 20% Bitcoin, 80%. Okay. All right, Graphic Tech. That's fair. Thought I was Litecoin. I got a lot of Litecoin. I mean, I'm green in Litecoin, but break even green. I don't know. Maybe I'm up like 100%. Hopefully people rotate out of metals to Bitcoin. That'd be awesome. I'm almost all in. Well, at one point I was like 70% Bitcoin, 30% alts or something. What's up, Kicks? Welcome, Bruce B. We've had a few subscribers. At one point I was like 75% Bitcoin or something, 70%. But alts have lost in proportion to Bitcoin. They have bled and like compared to Bitcoin so much that now my portfolio is like 90 something percent Bitcoin. Not because, well, I guess I have stacked more Bitcoin, but mostly just because the value of alts didn't keep up, and so Bitcoin just took over percent wise. What's up, Bry Kaz? Tommy boy, boom. With the cost of silver so high, you shouldn't blame werewolves, though. You should be bullish on werewolves. I agree. I'm bullish on werewolves. It's probably the time for werewolves to shine. I don't know what's with the night chilling. There's a lot of Cardano fans out there. If you're a Cardano fan, I assume you're interested in this. I don't really know anything about it. I guess I have some, or can claim some. Not all people in crypto are Republican. Actually, I do believe, I don't know about this year, but every metric I'd ever seen before, I don't know about this year, like I said, was actually the opposite. Was college educated Democrats, liberal people were like 51% or something of crypto. I think you just hear a lot more conservative voices, and I said it earlier, you've seen a lot of creators move to right-wing content for one reason. And that reason is because crypto growth tap got shut off over the last few years, especially this year. Did I ride Sol up? Not really. I had like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 Sol. From whatever price, I don't know. Rode a lot. I've rode many a coin up, however. Doge. I don't even know them all off the top of my head. Audience capture, exactly. Libertarian conference in 2012. Libertarian. I like libertarian. Libertarianism is an important balance in government. To be pure libertarian, I think is like a little crazy. If it isn't just to balance out government, like you need those voices to balance out other ideas. But my problem actually with libertarianism is it almost is never, it's so few people that say they're libertarian or libertarian. They're usually just right wing, and they just like, I don't know, don't want people to know that, or they're, you know, like they don't actually, a lot of them don't actually believe in the concepts. That's my only issue, and that's not even an issue with the ideology. But I agree. I think libertarianism is like the default of what our choices should be in government. They never are, but they should be. It should be when they're like, if we don't need to govern something, we shouldn't. That's my opinion. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 YTY told me. I don't know who that is. 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭. Colorado's almost 70 degrees today. Shit, bro. Oh, it's almost 50 degrees here. I should go outside. Dodge is still top 10. That is kind of crazy. You go claim it. 25 is allocated 90 days. You have to claim. You activate the first transaction. I have no idea. Digital asset DJ Informant. I have no idea, bro. Libertarian is 100% a Bitcoin concept, or Bitcoin is a libertarian concept. I agree. Thanks for being a real one. Thanks for being real ones here. Shout out to you, Curb Shifter. Shout out to all of you. You learned about Bitcoin on the Big Bang Theory? I remember when the Big Bang Theory talked about Bitcoin, we were all excited. It was one of like the earliest like references on mainstream TV. Ooh, ran out of memory. Well, guys, it's Christmas Eve. I'm still praying for a Santa miracle. I hope he brings us green presents. I love you all. I appreciate you all for tuning in. You should all spend time with your family today and tomorrow. I won't be live tomorrow unless Bitcoin is going nuts. I wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays. I wish you, most importantly, love and prosperity going into the new year. We will be live again on Friday regardless. If you haven't subscribed, liked the stream yet, please do so now. Sign up with BYDFi, our exchange partner. Go to tomcrown.io/BYDFI to sign up. Using my link to help support the stream. Let's go, boys. It's been a good one. It's been a chill one, but it's been a good one chatting with you. You guys are my family. Wouldn't have it any other way. Cheers.